specifically is state of Georgia operating as a corporation or as
Sir,
a
I'm
public?
not entertaining those questions.
Yes.
Those are sovereign citizens questions, and I'm not answering those questions. So I'm going to mute you for right now. I have jurisdiction over you.
I
Thank you,
don't
Your
need a public defender, Judge Washington.
Ma'am, I asked you a simple question and you did not answer the question in a way that makes me feel comfortable that you don't understand that you understand the laws of the state.
You all are speaking legalese. You all are speaking legalese. For me
We have paid child support. You're determined. You tried to address jurisdiction. I find there's jurisdiction over you, your children. So with that being said, sir, a warrant's been issued for your arrest. You're not providing support since April.
to hear the truth. Y'all just want to do what y'all want to do.
Ma'am, if you don't stop yelling out in court, you've already been held in contempt before. I'm going to hold you in contempt and give you 10 days in jail. Do you understand?
On affairs, nothing is wrong with me.
I see you're doing so well so far. You're almost going to jail on a traffic offense. 01656.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Davi Lieb on behalf of Ms. Phillips. Your Honor, when I did speak to Ms. Phillips yesterday, she advised me that she did not want to be represented by the Public Defender's Office. Ms. Phillips, could you say your name, ma'am?
Ms. Phillips, please state your name.
Yes. Shannon Phillips, the natural woman. On the record and for the record, and let the record reflect. Can you guys hear me? It's saying I have an unstable connection.
So on October 9th, defendant was found in contempt of court. So that still stands. Ma'am, you can choose not to have counsel if you want, but you need to understand that you can get up to 90 days on the contempt of court matter. Do you understand that?
I do not understand any charges. I only understand universal law and the right to live in peace and to live as I intend to.
But given that she doesn't understand,
was never let in, just like now. But I obviously, I guess it took a minute. You administering the trust without consent?
I'm not going to be.
I'm having a bad connection. It's going in and out. I'm not hearing nothing you all are saying.
Defender's office from this case because I don't think she fully understands the consequences of her actions, and so she will continue to have the public defender.
I don't need a public defender, Judge Washington.
Ma'am, I asked you a simple question and you did not answer the question in a way that makes me feel comfortable that you don't understand that you understand the laws of the state.
You all are speaking legalese. You all are speaking legalese. For me to say I understand the charges gives you all permission to administer the trust.
Okay.
I don't understand the charges.
Which is why you will not.
And I do not need counsel. I don't need representation.
Your request is denied, ma'am. You will have representation. All right. Mr. Lebo, do you know what your client wants to do?
Oh my goodness. This is
the charges.
You cannot make me have an attorney.
Well, actually I can, ma'am.
Like, this is insane.
Well, I don't think it's me that's being insane.
I can handle my own affairs. I don't need your public defender. All I'm trying to do is get the case settled. That's all. This has been going on for so long. A waste of time and money, honestly.
Mr. Barnett, is there an offer?
There is an offer for the civil infraction and expired plate.
Your Honor, I'd be happy to go into a break-in with Ms. Phillips and explain that to her.
I will let you do that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Traffic infractions are not a crime.
The court will recall the matter of Ypsilanti Township versus Shannon Phillips, case number 24W001656.
Paul Barnett on behalf of the township.
Assistant Public Defender Davi Liba on behalf of Ms. Phillips. Ms. Phillips, could you unmute and state your name, ma'am?
Shannon Phillips, the natural woman.
Lebo, where are we with this, please?
Your Honor, I did have a discussion with Ms. Phillips. I did attempt to explain the importance of representation, why the court has asked that she have an attorney in this matter, as well as conveyed Mr. Barnett's offer. Ms. Phillips indicated to me that she still opposes having an attorney. Additionally, indicated to me that she is not at this time wanting to accept the offer of an expired plate.
Well, I think the offer was for a civil infraction of something different.
I believe was the civil plate infraction.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right.
It's improper plate.
What was the offer again, Mr. Barnett?
It was the civil infraction of having an expired plate.
All right, thank you. And not the criminal, not the
Correct.
criminal infraction. Okay. So, Ms. Phillips, that's correct. You're rejecting that offer.
The offer of what? He didn't offer anything.
Ms. Phillips, he just told you that he's offering.
Am I not hearing something?
He just told you that he's offering you the civil infraction of expired plate as opposed to the criminal offense of expired plate. One carries
okay, but according to the Supreme Court, traffic infractions are not a crime. The People versus Battle. So what criminal infraction? And I would just like for the case to be dismissed. One, because your who was it, Officer Hannah, and 3 more officers were surrounding my vehicle, pulling my door handles, threatening to pull me out of my vehicle.
Ms. Phillips, I'm going to advise.
I don't even have the vehicle anymore.
Ms. Phillips, I'll take that as a rejection of the offer.
Okay, so what's the offer? I didn't tell him anything.
Mr. Lebo.
Right, y'all just hate to hear the truth. Y'all just want to do what y'all want to do.
Ma'am, if you don't stop yelling out in court, you've already been held in contempt before. I'm going to hold you in contempt and give you 10 days in jail. Do you understand? Mr. Lebo, do you know what your client would want to do?
I do not, Your Honor. I did have a discussion with her, but she did not convey to me a desire to participate in that conversation.
All right. Then if she's not telling you, I will set it for a trial date.
Ms. Phillips, Your Honor, I would perhaps ask the court to consider a competency referral.
Nothing is wrong with me, you all. I am perfectly fine. I can handle my own affairs. Nothing is wrong with me.
I see you're doing so well so far. You're almost going to jail on a traffic offense.
And I do want to note that I did attempt to explain to Ms. Phillips why her understanding of the case law regarding traffic offenses was inaccurate, but that was not a productive conversation.
I could see why it wasn't productive. So I don't know that she meets the level of incompetence to the standard that you're indicating. That if you want a referral because you've talked to her and that's where you are, I will refer her for a competency. If she doesn't participate in that, then she'll be found in contempt or have to go to jail to get it done. So her behavior here today is obviously taking her down a very dark path. Hopefully she can change her mind and do something appropriate. So you either want to have a trial, ma'am, or you want to actually accept an offer. So
Yeah,
those are your options.
we could take it to trial. We could take it to trial. We could take it to trial. We could take it to trial.
I heard you when you said it the second time.
Okay, well, my screen is saying bad connection, so I'm not sure.
Your Honor, perhaps we could adjourn this pretrial and set trial, and I couldn't attempt to discuss with Ms. Phillips a little bit further in the interim time.
All right, because if she goes to trial and she's unsuccessful, it would be treated like any other criminal matter. So, ma'am, you do understand that you could get up to 90 days in the Washington County Jail, correct?
I hear you.
All right. Retrial will be adjourned to January 8th, 2025 at 10 o'clock a.m. I'm sorry, 9 a.m. Do you have her contact information so you can talk to her so she fully gets what's going on here?
I do, Your Honor, and I would just ask the court
Oh.
if the court could repeat the pretrial date.
I'm sorry, repeat it. January 8th at 9
Thank you, Your Honor.
a.m. Ms. Phillips, we'll see you back here on that date, ma'am.
This case has been going on since May of last year. In this case, Ms. Simmons has an order for $437 a month as the primary payment for child support, and she has a payment of $87 a month as a repay. For my mind is not that efficient to figure out the amount, so let me just put what he's supposed to be paying. 437 plus 87, I think is what I said. All right, the child support payment is supposed to be $524 a month. Looking at my notes over time, both parties were present in June of last year, and then in August of last year. I've given multiple resets, and then he was here October, and then I dismissed the case because you were consistent in October of 2023. Then in August of 2024, she refiled because you stopped making payments. And then I set a Zoom date. I actually issued a warrant for your arrest. But we reset the case because you came in person and indicated that you did not get the hearing notice. I don't usually give second opportunities when I've worked with you for a whole year to get you back on track, and then you just fall off. Generally, that's a problem because you know you're under an order to pay child support. And I've already given you the opportunity of what I call redeeming yourself. Looking at the order, you have mom has custody of Abraham, Asher, and Naomi, 3 children. That's not a lot of child support for 3 children anyway, but all right. And so looking at your child support order, it looks like you mom was receiving unemployment payments for April. And then when we came to court last month, DCSS said that they saw that you may have had a job and they were trying to see if they could get the child support taken directly out of your paycheck. I reset the case to give you a chance that if there's an income deduction order, I would recall the warrant and let the income deduction order continue to proceed, but there's nothing to date. So last payment mom received was April, I believe. And so that's May, June, July, August, September, October, November, 7 months, 3 kids, no support at all. As what I'm showing. Okay, yes, you can raise your hand. Yes, Ms. Simmons.
I submitted evidence as well. It was something that Mr. Simmons had filed with Superior Court, I believe. So I think they may have it. They said they were going to upload it for you to be able to see it.
Okay, give me one moment.
Mhm.
Mr. Keys, Joshua, can you do you see anything from her that you could forward to me?
Yeah, let me give me 1 second. Hold on. I'll
Sure.
look.
Okay, give me one moment, please. And you sent it to the magistrate court clerks, Ms. Simmons? Okay, give me
Yeah,
one moment.
they made a copy of it. Yeah, I took it to the office.
Okay. All right, well, I'm waiting on the information from Ms. Simmons. Ms. Arena Camarillo, is there any update on the information that was sent in on the ID?
Yeah, I'm not sure when the last meeting with the court was, but I can say that on August 22nd, we received a response from an employer via fax stating that he was no longer employed at the location where we had sent the income withholding order to. They said he
All
was
right.
no longer employed there as of August 22nd, 2024.
All right, Mr. Simmons, while I'm waiting for Ms. Simmons' information to be sent, mind you, I've already issued the warrant for your arrest, but you can go ahead and explain to me why you haven't paid any child support in the past 7 months.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm appearing under special appearance exclusively to address the challenge to jurisdiction. I request that no substantial matters proceed until jurisdiction clarification is fully resolved over my personal property. For the record, I request that all responses to the questions in my demand for clarification on jurisdiction be fully documented in court record. So a clarification of demand that was sent, that should be filed. That's what you're referring to. Demand for clarification of jurisdiction.
Okay. You have a child support order. Ms. Simmons has a child support order in DeKalb County. You are under an order to pay child support. In the state of Georgia, it is a crime to not support your children for 30 days. The law states that the case should be filed where the mother resides with the children. Ms. Simmons, I'm just going to unmute you. Ms. Simmons, where do you reside at this time?
DeKalb County.
DeKalb County, and where do the children reside?
Yeah, also DeKalb County and Stone Mountain.
And where are they attending school? In what jurisdiction?
DeKalb County, Asher attends Chamblee Charter High School in Chamblee, also DeKalb County. Naomi attends Redan Middle School, Stone Mountain, DeKalb County.
Okay, thank you. For criminal purposes, I do find to have.
The defendant isn't confused, he's protecting a belief system. Admitting jurisdiction means admitting responsibility. So instead, he leans into sovereign citizen language to avoid the legal reality, even as that decision increases the risk of arrest and criminal charges.
Jurisdiction over you, Mr. Simmons. You are the father of these 3 children. There's an existing child support order for you to pay child support. You're failing to pay the child support. You have not paid child support in 7 months. I'm still waiting, so give me one moment before I proceed. You don't want to explain to me why you're not working, what you're doing. You have 3 children with Ms. Simmons, and you're not making any effort to comply with my order. The jurisdiction is determined that I absolutely have jurisdiction over you because your children are not being provided for by you. The last time we received was some unemployment in April and nothing since then. So there's jurisdiction over you. What else do you want to address, Mr. Simmons?
Your Honor, my demand includes several fundamental questions regarding the nature of the court's authority. I respectfully request the court provide clear answers to these questions before asserting jurisdiction over my personal property. Specifically, is the state of Georgia operating as a corporation or as
Sir, I'm not entertaining those questions.
Yes.
Those are sovereign citizens questions, and I'm not answering those questions. So I'm going to mute you for right now. I have jurisdiction over you. I have jurisdiction over your children. This is an appropriate proceeding. This is a government entity, and I have jurisdiction over our court in DeKalb County have jurisdictions over you. So this is the sovereign citizen kind of thing where people act like they're not, or they present that they're not members of the United States. And yeah, no, sorry, sir. You can present whatever you want in writing, but I've already determined I have jurisdiction. You've appeared in court before. You've never made an issue, so I'm not going to let you try to say we don't have jurisdiction over you. You've appeared multiple times before. All right, so give me one moment.
We looked in the inbox as well as look on the file. We do not see anything on file as far as from Ms. Simmons. Not saying she didn't, but we don't see anything in the actual inbox or attached to her file.
Do you have it already scanned, Ms. Simmons?
Myself, no. They did also stamp it to say that it was received by magistrate court as well. So,
Okay, well, you can just tell me what it was. What was it?
Yeah, Mr. Simmons, he submitted something apparently to Superior Court. I received a certified copy of a letter in the mail stating basically that he believed that he should not be liable to pay child support because he did not agree to pay child support. Essentially, he said that he was under duress in having to pay child support. That was
Okay.
the basis of his.
All right. So there are a number of like entities out that go and challenge jurisdiction and the things that he's trying to do, reading some script of narrative that the judge doesn't have jurisdiction. And sometimes they say they're not a legal person. And yeah, I'm finding that you are a legal person. You've already appeared before the court, so you can't bring any new argument before the court. I do find that you're intentionally abandoning your 3 minor children, which are Abraham, Asher, and Naomi. So I am issuing the warrant for your arrest, sir. You can turn yourself into DeKalb County Jail. Ms. Simmons, unfortunately, this doesn't expedite. It's just going to go to court. They will arrest him when it's time. They'll take him into custody, and then your case is going to be transferred to state court. So once your case is transferred to state court, Mr. Simmons, if you are recording this proceeding, I am going to hold you in contempt, and I can issue another warrant for your arrest. You are not to record this proceeding.
I'm not actually recording. My advice is to make sure that this is being represented accurately.
Are
So-
you recording this proceeding, Mr. Simmons? You're
No,
not.
I'm not recording this proceeding at all.
All right, thank you. Well, I was trying to give you an opportunity to explain why you haven't paid child support. You're determined, you tried to address jurisdiction. I find there's jurisdiction over you, your children. So with that being said, sir, a warrant's been issued for your arrest. You're not providing support since April, and you did good. You got off the case, and then you decided to go this route. That's on you. So $2,000 regular bond. Usually I give unsecured judicial releases, but I'm not because it's your second time before court. You can turn yourself in if you choose. If not, then there'll be a warrant outstanding for your arrest, and when they pick you up,
This
you'll
is okay. I'm making special appearance to actually address the jurisdiction. And so what I'm trying to do is clarify that first. I know you mentioned about jurisdiction, but I'm trying to answer the questions that are in the demand for clarification for jurisdiction. So those questions that was actually submitted, and I'm waiting for you to open.
Oh, that's not me. That's Superior Court. I'm not.
Yeah, no. I walked it in personally to the magistrate court. I put it in there. The same document she's talking about. I put that.
Okay, sir. You can ask me the questions about jurisdiction. I've already told you I have jurisdiction because your wife and your ex-wife and your 3 children live in DeKalb County under Georgia law. I have jurisdiction over the case. What other question do you have? And because you're the father that birthed those 3 children, you're the one that I find is committing a criminal offense. So a warrant's been issued for your arrest. What question do you have about jurisdiction?
Is this jurisdiction being fully documented in a court of record?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And apart from that, when I mentioned about the request for the court to provide clear answers to the questions before a certain jurisdiction of my personal property, they're written in the clarification for demand that was filed.
I'm not taking any jurisdiction over your personal property, sir. I'm taking jurisdiction over you. And a state court will decide whether or not you're going to go before a judge or jury. So that concludes our hearing, sir. Ms. Simmons, you'll just go to the DeKalb County court, and they will DeKalb County State Court, your case has been transferred. Mr. Simmons has not paid support. Seems like he's not going to pay support. So I would also recommend through child support that you file a motion for contempt, because I'm sure he has the ability to take care of himself. And he sounds to me like he's challenging whether or not these children should be supported by him. So, sir, you could take that up in Superior Court, but for criminal purposes, I've already determined that we have jurisdiction. Okay, that concludes our hearing. Ms. Simmons, if you go to Odyssey, DeKalb County Odyssey, do not unmute yourself without my permission, sir. In Odyssey, you have to track your case. Okay, give it about probably beginning of the year. Go into DeKalb County Odyssey, keep putting his name in until you finally see something come up. And once it comes up, try to go to court if you can to advocate for the child support, because sometimes if mom isn't there, it just makes a difference when moms are active with the court and making sure that the support is provided. And I thought, if I wasn't I don't know, did you have a special needs child? One?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right. Naomi has special needs. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
down for
Okay. All
chromosomal
right.
yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry you're going through this, but hopefully you will be able to continue to do the best that you can do with it. All right, that concludes our hearing. All right, Mr. Simmons, you could turn yourself into DeKalb County Jail. If not, there's a warrant outstanding, and when they do a sweep through any different counties, then you'll be arrested and taken into custody. You have a bond of $2,000, and that concludes our hearing. I'll give you one final word if you have a question, Mr. Simmons, but I'm not dealing with jurisdiction questions because I've already determined I have jurisdiction over you. Do you have anything else that you need to say before I conclude the hearing? You can
Yes,
unmute.
I'm here on special appearance.
Okay, thank you. Well, we appreciate your special appearance. You're excused from court. We can go ahead and excuse Mr. Simmons and
Okay, well, Missy, there's no one else hanging around like.
No, Mr. Johnson has called again this morning
Oh,
and
yes,
he's
yes.
supposed to be faxing something. My fax machine just went off, so let me see what it is.
Is this the individual who's
This
a sovereign citizen type
Sovereign
thing?
citizen military. Yes, and he is really military.
Sovereign citizen in the United States military?
Yes, I have something he sent us. Let's go ahead and go on the record. 2024 TR 541, State of Kansas versus Danny Lewis Johnson. Paul E. Dean for the state. Mr. Johnson fails to appear. Mr. Johnson he's filed several pro se motions. I'm not quite sure what they're saying or what his goal is. One is titled Affidavits of Records of Request. That may just be he's seeking discovery of documents, some which he may be entitled to, others I think not. And then he has something, it's addressed. It says notice of principals is notice to agent is notice to principal, and it's addressed to the Honorable Phyllis K. Webster, and they are on file. I thought he would take them up today, but yesterday a woman called for him, a Loretta Davis, claiming I think to be his spouse, telling us that he was going to be in surgery today, and both the clerk and Missy conveyed to her and then later to Mr. Johnson, someone calling in as Mr. Johnson himself, that I needed verification. So he has given me yesterday something from Novant Health, Novant Health, and it's a document with some information about him that does show military status, active duty 1, and some other information. And it says he admitted with a central stenosis of the spine, but I told him I need to know more than just what that docket showed. So just now, Missy received a fax dated September 27, 2024, showing Danny Johnson as patient. Date of visit 9/25/24. To whom it may concern, it is my medical opinion that Danny Johnson should be excused from court due to hospital stay. Discharge date to be determined. If you have any questions or concerns, please don't hesitate to call. Sincerely, David A. Henderson, MD, and the letterhead is that Novant Health logo, but I don't see that it shows. Okay, well, that looks like it's stamped with a NHCOH Orthopedic Special Care Unit in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I think he must be in North Carolina getting some type of surgery. So I had told him to be here in person because of his prior history and contemptuous behavior. Mr. Dean, any objection to what I think might amount to a request for continuance?
if the court believes what we've been provided is authentic, I'm not going to object. But
Well, I wouldn't state,
spinal narrowing of the spine is what it sounds like. I don't really know what type of surgical procedure that would have been all of a sudden just scheduling. That would seem to be an issue that he should have known about when these cases were set back on August 20th. In any event, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt at this point in time. I asked that we set this over to October 25th. Missy, could you be so kind, since you've got that information? I don't have that info in front of me, either you or to call that doctor, just find out what that discharge date was. Because I mean, this is just Zoom. I mean, I don't see you could Zoom from your hospital bed, but
I'm
not
sorry,
suggesting that's appropriate at this time because I don't know enough.
Are we talking about Mr. Johnson? I was on the phone with Mr. Collins. He's trying to get in.
Yeah.
Okay, so the guy's having surgery. I've talked to him like 3 times in the last 2 days. He's had
Dr. Mr. Johnson.
Yes, talked to Mr. Johnson. He called me again this morning, and I asked him about the documentation, and he said that he took the fax number down, and that's what he just faxed me, and said he was having surgery today.
Well, let's make sure that Mr. Dean gets copies of both documents that I have here. Let's make sure they're both filed.
Okay.
And then if we can take this up again, both these cases up October, well, yes, to October 25th. At what time do you want to do this? 9 again?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, these are both set, and then let's see if you'll email these over to Mr. Dean.
I will.
Thank you.
Across these hearings, the pattern is consistent and it's costly. Each defendant is presented with a clear legal path: accept representation, consider a reduced charge, comply with an existing order. These are off-ramps, structured opportunities to minimize damage. But instead of engaging with the system, they challenge it. Phrases like natural woman, special appearance, and no jurisdiction aren't just words. They're part of a belief framework that promises control without accountability. The problem is, the courtroom doesn't operate on belief. It operates on enforceable authority. And every time that authority is rejected, the consequences escalate. In the first case, refusing counsel doesn't create independence. It signals to the court that the defendant may not understand the legal risk, triggering forced representation. In the second, disruption turns a simple interaction into a custody decision, where compliance, not argument, determines freedom. And in the third, the stakes are highest: child support. This isn't abstract law. It's a legal obligation tied to real people. When jurisdiction is challenged here, the court doesn't debate philosophy, it moves toward enforcement. Warrants, jail time, financial penalties. What makes these moments critical isn't what's said, it's what's ignored. Each warning from the judge is a narrowing window, and when those warnings are dismissed, the system doesn't pause, it proceeds. Because in court, refusing to recognize authority doesn't remove it, it just removes your ability to negotiate with it.